Hi, fifth graders. Happy Wednesday. Today we are going to continue with our percent work with looking at tips. And so now that we're not eating in restaurants, we don't have to do as many tips, but it's always good to know, because when we go back to tipping, we need to know what is reasonable. Typical tips are 15% of the total bill or 20% of the bill. If you're cheap or a cheapskate, you give 10% or less. But there are some really good tricks of getting tips. And so the question here, what would be the tip on a restaurant bill of $14? Yesterday I showed you how you could use tape diagrams or percent bars to get this. And so notice this one shows this 10%. And so I want to talk about 10%. So if I wrote this and if it was just even right to $14, the easiest way to get 10% is just to move that decimal back one place. Okay, and in theory, it's like taking 14 times 1/10, which would be 1.4. But all you really need to do is, because 1/10 is the same as 10/100ths, which is also 10%. Okay, so that kind of explains the background. So a 10% tip would be $1.40. Okay, so that would be 10% is $1.40. Well, if you wanted 20%, all you would do is double it. So you'd get $2.80. If you wanted, say, a 5% tip, which would be a little cheap, you would take $1.40 and you would split it into two. In this case, it would be 70 cents. Okay. And if you wanted 15%, you would take the 10% that you got plus the 5% that you got, and you'd add them up. So in this case, it would be $1.40 plus 70, which would be $2.10. Now, I know this sounds all mathy, but this is what I do when I go out for dinner or something with my family and I want to get tip. I always just move my decimal one place to the left. And let's just say my bill was $29.80, okay? And so I would start out with, okay, well, $2.98 is 10%. And then I'd say, okay, well, in reality, that is like $3. Okay, I would call that $3 is 10% around. Okay, and then I'd say, okay, well, if I wanted 15%, I would take the $3 plus the half of the $3, and I would get $4.50. Okay, that's an easy way of getting 15%. Or if I wanted to get 20%, I would just do 3 plus 3, which was $6. Okay. All right. So today, what you're going to do is explore Larry's lunch plate. This is in your book, but I'm also sending it to you. You can see there's all sorts of things, prices, and things you can order. And I want you, maybe if you have a study partner or a parent or a sibling that you can talk about, order some things off of the menu. So just make up a lunch order and write a list of all the items that you would order. And then I want you to find the total bill for food and 6% sales tax for your group. So whatever your items are, maybe they're $27.50 to add up, and you are going to get the total. Remember, you could multiply by 1.06 to get that total amount, or you could multiply times 6%, 0.06, and get that, and then add 27.50 plus that value. Sorry, this shouldn't be an arrow here. Plus that value to get your total. Okay. Either way, This gives you the total there. Okay? So get that first. And then second, I want you to figure out your tip. So I would like you to get 15% and 20%. I would like you to figure out both of those. Okay? And suppose that your group member decides to share the cost of the meal equally. What is each person's share of the cost? All right, so now you have your original amount plus your tax plus your tip. All of that combined divided by however many people you have. So if you have 2 people, you divide by 2. If you have 3 people, you divide by 3. And then what is the cost per person? Okay, so I'd like you to figure that out. Now, part B, I think, is just good practice on getting percents. C through E is just bonus. Okay, so if you want to do more, if you want to practice more, do that. Otherwise, I'm not requiring you to do anything B through E. You've watched the video, you've practiced your stuff, you've gone to Larry's lunch plate, and you've done what I needed you to do today. So that's it. Have an awesome day. I will see you tomorrow.